Genesis chapter 40. And it comes to pass after these things, the butler of the king of Egypt and the baker have sinned against their lord, against the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh is angry against his two eunuchs, against the chief of the butlers, and against the chief of the bakers, and puts them in confinement in the house of the chief of the executioners, into the round house, the place where Joseph is a prisoner. And the chief of the executioners charges Joseph with them, and he serves them. And they are in confinement for some days. And they dream a dream, both of them, each his dream in one night, each according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker, whom the king of Egypt has, who are prisoners in the round house. And Joseph comes to them in the morning, and sees them, and behold, they are morose. And he asks Pharaoh's eunuchs, who are with him in confinement in the house of his lord, saying, Why are your faces sad today? And they say to him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph says to them, Are interpretations not with God? Please recount to me. And the chief of the butlers recounts his dream to Joseph, and says to him, In my dream, then behold, a vine is before me, and in the vine are 3 branches, and it is, as it were, flourishing, gone up has its blossom, its clusters have ripened grapes. And Pharaoh's cup is in my hand, and I take the grapes and press them into the cup of Pharaoh, and I give the cup into the hand of Pharaoh. And Joseph says to him, This is its interpretation. The 3 branches are 3 days, yet within 3 days Pharaoh lifts up your head, and has put you back on your station, and you have given the cup of Pharaoh into his hand, according to the former custom when you were his butler. Surely, if you have remembered me with you, when it is well with you, and have pleased done kindness with me, and have made mention of me to Pharaoh, then you have brought me out from this house, for I was really stolen from the land of the Hebrews. And here also I have done nothing that they have put me in the pit for. And the chief of the bakers sees that he has interpreted good, and he says to Joseph, I also am in a dream, and behold, 3 baskets of white bread are on my head, and in the highest basket are all kinds of Pharaoh's food, work of a baker, and the birds are eating them out of the basket from off my head. And Joseph answers and says, This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days, yet within 3 days Pharaoh lifts up your head from off you, and has hanged you on a tree, and the birds have eaten your flesh from off you. And it comes to pass on the 3rd day, Pharaoh's birthday, that he makes a banquet to all his servants, and lifts up the head of the chief of the butlers, and the head of the chief of the bakers among his servants. And he puts back the chief of the butlers to his butlership, and he gives the cup into the hand of Pharaoh. And the chief of the bakers he has hanged, as Joseph has interpreted to them. And the chief of the butlers has not remembered Joseph, but forgets him.